If you're running a business or thinking of starting one, our aim is to give you the tools you need to achieve the success you'd like. No matter how obscure or niche your business is, there's probably a market for it. You just need to know how to speak to them. Starting a business has never been easier. In the UK, 75% of all private sector businesses are run by sole practitioners. With so much involved in running a business, it's important to be passionate about your product or service. Danny Schlesinger has spent the last 20 years as a performer, specifically focusing on entertaining people with balloons. He joins us today to give us an insight into how he has turned his passion into a successful career. Hi Danny.
Hi Elaine.
Thank you very much for coming into Bookable TV today to give us an interview.
Thanks for inviting me.
You look amazing, I have to say.
Thank you very much.
I was thinking about the title of the interview that we're doing today.
Okay.
Which is How to Turn Your Passion into a Business.
Okay.
Now, I thought your passion was balloons, but I might be wrong about that. So what actually is your passion?
My passion is performing. So I happen to have chosen balloons as my vehicle, but I've done lots of things in many different arenas. So I've just settled on performing with balloons.
Would you be willing to make a balloon dog for us on camera?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When I see you do this, it always strikes me that you make it look really easy. Am I right in thinking this is your 30th year?
Of performing, yes.
Of performing,
yes.
Right.
So that's head.
Okay.
Little neck, and a couple of legs. Back legs. And tail.
So when I looked at you, you've got some YouTube
I do have a
videos
YouTube
out.
channel, yes, Danny the Idiot.
And the range of what you do in your show is quite extensive. When was the moment that you realised that you could run a business making balloon dogs and entertaining people in that way?
I first got a 10-minute balloon act together that I took around the comedy circuit in London. And I did a couple of years of that, just doing 10 minutes. I did a silent routine amongst stand-up comedians. And I went down very well because it was very different. People could just switch off. I had music playing and they could just see me being stupid with balloons. And then I realised that I wasn't getting paid enough and they wanted me to do 20 minutes. So then I got a longer show together that I took around theatres. And from that, I kind of twigged that, maybe this is a possible venue that I can sell my unique and different show to.
What was the hardest thing in that? I mean, I can imagine, when I think about doing that and knocking on doors and saying, this is what I do, and rejection, I think, would be something that would come from me. But what was the hardest thing about getting that off the ground?
Comes very normally, and it's very natural for performers to be rejected. I've been to castings galore, and you're in a room full of 30 people that look kind of similar to you, or not really at all, and you do your 5-minute casting audition, and then you don't hear anything. Or you might get a call back, you go back, and then they say, no, thank you.
Taking something you're really passionate about, which is entertaining people, and turning that into a business.
Mm-hmm.
Can you define the moment when you thought, yeah, I've got a business here, rather than, I just do this and get paid for it?
I think I realised it the other way round. I'm doing this thing that I like. How can I make it a business?
Okay. Was there any moment where you thought, no, I can't do this?
I think there are things that I can't do that I get other people to do for me. So tour booking, I tried it a few times And it's not what I'm not interested in sitting on the phone talking to theatre people, trying to sell myself. So I got somebody in for that. So I'm trying to find out what I can do, what I enjoy doing, and the rest of it kind of get other people to do for me.
Is there anything that you could offer as some help or advice to people that have the passion?
If you have a passion, think carefully if you want it to stay a passion, because once you go into full-time business or even part-time business, it changes your outlook on that. You look at it differently. I find it very difficult to go to a theatre show or a circus show or any show really, because I'm criticising it in my head. I'm kind of going, oh, how would I do that differently? So it really distracts me from the show unless it's a very, very good show. And then I lose myself in it because it's so good. But generally, mediocre stuff, I'm kind of directing in my head and thinking how I would do that. So if you're starting out with a business idea, make sure you do your research of all kinds. Make sure you've got space in your life, both time-wise and spatially wise, because I have a room full of costumes and props and balloons and stuff because I need it for my business. But maybe think about those kind of things.
But how do you manage to maintain your enjoyment of something that has become your means of earning a livelihood?
Because I love it. I make sure I go at least once a year to a balloon convention where I'm with like-minded people of my tribe. I learn new things from them. Right. I network with them.
So it's about keeping it fresh.
It's about keeping it fresh.
Alive.
All industries change all the time. So what's new in your industry? What's coming up?
Is there anything you would have done differently? Hindsight's a great thing, isn't it?
It is. I would probably take more interest in the business side earlier, because I'm kind of still learning that and still finding my way with help from various people or being distracted by things. So I would probably learn about the business side of things.
Okay. Dan, it's been a delight to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you very much. It's been great.